Today on Engines with Eric, we're going to talk about the LQ4, a 6-liter gasser V8 that was in millions of General Motors trucks, vans, and SUVs that were made from 1999 to 2007. Now, the LQ4, otherwise known as the 6.0, was a 364 cubic inch V8 that made 300 horsepower and 360 foot-pounds of torque, or up to 330 horsepower and 370 foot-pounds of torque, depending on what application you got it in. Now, what makes these things so good and so sought after for a lot of different things was their ability just to work. They weren't going to beat you at a stoplight. They weren't going to pull a trailer super fast, but they were reliable. They were great motors, and as long as you kept gas and oil in them, they would last a very long time, or sometimes outliving the trucks that they put them in to begin with. You could get this engine in a ton of different variants from 99 to 07, and it includes basically every 3/4 ton and 1 ton truck, SUV, and van. So that's the Silverado, the Sierra, and the 1500 HDs in both. The Sierra Denali made from 02 to 04. As the picture above shows, you could get a Suburban 3/4 ton with the 6.0. You could get a Yukon XL with the 6.0. You could also get the Yukon Denali with a 6.0. Nope, we're not done yet. The application list continues. The Hummer H2 also had the LQ4 6.0 in it, and I found a picture of the Denali I was talking about. Now, probably the least exciting variant of this, but the one that may have worked the most, actually debatably, was the GMC Savannah and the Chevy Express. So now we know all the variants that you can find this LQ4 engine in, and I wanted you to know that because if you're like me and you're a gearhead and you just want to make something go fast, now you know all the prime candidates to go to the junkyard and look for, or the local pick and pull, to go do an LS swap, because these things are amazing for making power. Now, hypothetically, if you are looking for your prime candidate for a 6.0 swap, you need to know what to look for at the junkyard, because some of those vehicles came with an 8.1 liter as well, which had a different intake cover. But if you don't know, you don't know, and I want you to know. So look at the VIN number. You're going to want to find in the 8th digit of the VIN the letter U, because that designates that you do in fact have a 6.0 vehicle as equipped from the factory. Now, once you get that thing home, you're not up a creek without a paddle when it comes to building these, because the aftermarket support and the amount of education that's out there on these engines is second to none. There's a ton of different places to go get budget build ideas or max horsepower ideas. It just depends on how much money you have, really. Go to like Engine Masters or YouTubes or the TikToks or wherever you want to watch and find stuff on. I would bet a lot of money that it's out there. But the most important part about all of this is, if you're just an enthusiast and you want to go find one because you happen to like those trucks, or if you want to build one because you got a hot rod sitting in the garage and you want some fuel injected power, go find an LQ4.